Hello friends, I'm George, the nice smelling gentleman. Now this morning I was laying in bed and I was thinking what kind of a video should I do today, and I came up with this idea that I'll get out of bed, go to my collection and randomly pick 10 fragrances. Now these 10 fragrances have to be good, generally good. They have to work good in the current weather outside, the cold weather outside, and those 10 fragrances should give you a nice kickstart into your fragrance journey in 2023. Alright, let's start this list off with the Latava Camera. Now, as you can see, the Latava sign has already peeled off. I have to glue it back on. So much for quality control. But that's not important. Let's talk about the actual fragrance, the actual scent. What you get with the Latava Camera, it's a sweet cinnamon vanilla bomb, especially in the opening. You get hit in the face with that cinnamon vanilla combo with a touch of spiciness. Then this dries down to a very nice mix of that same vanilla cinnamon combo, which is a bit toned down, but it's accompanied by a boozy note. At least to my nose, some people say there is a boozy note here. Some people say there isn't. To my nose, there is. Those things are also accompanied by a touch of spiciness. I think bergamot, maybe a touch of leather, some oud somewhere in the background. Very nicely blended, very dense, very sweet. It's a great performing fragrance, pretty much a beast performer for at least on my skin, with great projection in the first 2 to 3 hours. All in all, the Latava Camera has been one of my best findings of 2022. Number 2 in today's list is going to be Halloween Shot Men. Now technically this is a designer fragrance, but it's more on the cheap side of designer fragrances. What you get here is a nice little sweet, sexy fragrance. In the opening you get a nice amount of spiciness coming from a sort of combo of black pepper and cardamom with some citruses and a bit of a boozy note as well. And then this dries down to a nice mix of vanilla, iris and leather. Now the iris here is sort of on the let's say on the powdery side. It will give you some of that Dior Own Intense vibe. It's not as powdery as Dior Own Intense, but it will give you in the same, it will get you in the same ballpark of scent wise. The performance here is pretty decent. It's slightly above average. The projection is not very loud, but I think that only complements the scent profile. Being a sexy type of fragrance, you want somebody to get close to you to actually sniff what you're wearing. Okay, for number 3, let's go with another cheapie, this time from the house of Armaf, the Armaf Odyssey Homme, the black bottle. I think the first fragrance in the Odyssey line. What you get here is another nice little sexy fragrance in a funky looking bottle. It's a sort of a mix between Tom Ford Extreme Noir, Mercedes-Benz Select Club Night, and maybe a touch of Dior Homme Intense because of the iris note that's in here. It's a blend of vanilla and amber with, as I said, a touch of iris, giving it a slight powdery feel to it. Not as powdery as Dior Homme Intense, but there is a touch of powderness here. And that's all that is mixed with some spices and some leather. It's a sort of a good performing fragrance. The problem is with the projection here. It's a lot on the softer side in my experience. But if you're looking for, again, this serves pretty much the same purpose as the Halloween Shot Men. You can wear this to date nights, and let someone close to you so that they can sniff what you're actually wearing. For number 4 in today's list, I'm going with the Rojas Mustache EDP. Now this fragrance for me has been a bit of a love-hate relationships. There's some days where I love to wear it, some days I just can't stand it. Today when I sniff it off the cap, it's one of those days that I actually enjoy the scent of this. What you get here is a nice gentlemanly type of retro vibe bringing fragrance. You get a nice opening that's very citrusy and spicy, and then this dries down to a very good combo of vanilla, patchouli and some rose. It will get you, at least to me, it brings sort of a retro barbershop vibe. In my mind, what I imagine is someone like someone middle-aged gentleman wearing this type of scent. The problem here for most people is on the performance side. It's not the best performing fragrance. You get about 6 to 7 hours. The projection again is not very strong, but I think this only complements the type of scent that the type of feeling that Rojas Mustache EDP brings, sort of a retro barber shoppy gentleman vibe. Number 5 in today's list is going to be another cheapie, this time from the house of Rasasi, the Prada Daresh. Now this is another fragrance that, at least to my nose, brings sort of retro vibes. This is very reminiscent of the great Valentino V from the house of Valentino back in the day. What you get here is a spicy opening, a cardamom mixed with a bit of vanilla. It's done in a very sort of clean, soapy way. Also brings to me sort of Prada vibe, because Prada are well known for their clean and soapy type of scents. And then this dries down to a nice vanilla, rose and tonka bean combo. It's a sweet fragrance on the dry down without being overly sweet. Has pretty decent performance, 7 to 8 hours on skin, with good projection in the first 60 to 90 minutes. It's a quite versatile fragrance in my opinion. Now, some people say that this fragrance has been reformulated and it's not performing well anymore. Now, my bottle is from last year. It was produced in 2022 and the performance here is pretty good. So I can't imagine what kind of a beast this was before the reformulation. At number 6 in today's list is going to be Stronger With You from the house of Armani. Now this is one of the newer additions to my collection. What you get with Stronger With You Armani is a wonderful, strong, sweet, deep, rich, cold type of scent. It's a great vanilla toffee combo with just the right amount of spiciness brought into the mix. It's very rich, very deep, it's very long lasting. I'm really impressed by the performance of this thing. I get over 10 hours of performance on my skin. I get more than 2 hours of very good projection. Also, in the few weeks that I've been wearing this, it's gotten me a lot of compliments as well. It brings that warm, cozy type of feel to you when you're wearing this, and I think it's just right for the current cold weather outside. At number 7 in today's list is going to be fragrance from the house of Al Haramain, the Amberwood Tobacco Edition. Now this is another sort of a new addition fragrance to my collection. If you don't know what this is a straight up clone of Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille, and a pretty good clone at that. It's a beast performer. It's like the scent is like probably 95% close to Tobacco Vanille. The main difference that I pick up here is the fact that there is a honey note in here. I'm not sure if there's a honey note in Tobacco Vanille, but here my nose definitely picks up sort of a honey note that's quite strong. Apart from that, this is very similar to the way Tom Ford smells. This is a beast performing fragrance. I easily get like over 10 hours on my skin with very strong projection in the first 2 hours. It's a nice mix of vanilla, tobacco, honey, cinnamon, tonka bean, a very sweet fragrance, very unisex fragrance, and it's been a nice addition to my collection. At number 8 in today's list is going to be your Own Intense. Now, what can I say about this fragrance that has not been said thousands of times, but I'll try nonetheless. My favorite fragrance DNA, my favorite type of scent. Iris, powdery iris mixed with the right amount of lavender, cedarwood, and some vetiver. Absolutely fantastic scent. You should definitely wear this only when you're dressed up. It's a modern gentleman type of scent. I absolutely love it. Great performance, great projection. What else? If you like iris, you definitely need to have at least this or your own perfume in your collection. At number 9 in today's list is going to be another cheapie, the last cheapie in this list, from the house of Latava, Shakeout Shook Final Edition. Now this is one of Latava's takes on YSLY EDP of that DNA, and it will get you very close, especially on the dry down. In the opening, it's slightly different compared to YSLY EDP. This is not as sharp, not as piercing in the opening. It's less citrusy, it's a bit more sweet in the opening, then dries down to a pretty similar scent to YSLY EDP. This sort of, to me, to my nose, this is sort of like a more mature, slightly darker and more spicier version of YSLY EDP. And actually, I enjoyed this over YSLY EDP like any day as far as the scent goes. Now the performance here isn't great, it's slightly above average, 6 to 7 hours on my skin, and I get about hour and a half of good projection. But all in all, it's for me it's been a very nice purchase, especially considering that this goes for around $20. Keeping in mind that YSLY EDP is like one of the more expensive designer fragrances. And at number 10, the last fragrance in today's list is going to be a Le Mot Le Parfum from the house of Jean-Paul Gaultier. Another of my great findings at the end of last year. What you get here is the perfect mix of lavender, cardamom, iris, vanilla, and some woods. Absolutely fantastic scent, very sexy, very sweet, but sweet in mature type of sweetness. Very good performance, good projection, gotten me a lot of compliments. It works very well, at least on my skin. I get almost 12 hours of performance on my skin. It's if you are a mature type of guy and you're looking for a sexy type of scent, then look no further than Le Mot Le Parfum from Jean-Paul Gaultier. And so in today's video, I showed you 10 great fragrances that work great in the cold weather outside and that will get you a nice kickstart into your fragrance journey in 2023. I hope that you found this video entertaining or helpful. If you did, give it a like, subscribe to my channel, stay safe, and I'm gonna see you in my next video. Bye bye.